friends, welcome to the Lori Lulu Crochet Podcast, episode 134. My name is Lori. I live in the Chicago suburbs with my husband Ryan, and I love to crochet and I love to knit, and you can find all of that yarny goodness, fiber, fabulousness in all my social media, which is linked in the description box down below underneath this video. That's where you find all my show notes, all the fancy yarns that I talk about, all the patterns I talk about. If any of those tickle your fancy, you can go find them. Where to find it? In the show notes underneath, in the description box under this video. Welcome, everybody. We have had a few new subscribers. I'm blown away. So welcome to you who just found me. So glad you decided to come over, check it out. For those of you who are returning viewers, hello again. I'm glad you came back. So it hasn't been like my goal. Like, I started this channel in 2018. Yeah, I started in Vlogmas. Just kind of jumped in, started this channel, but it was never like a goal of mine to like, hey, let's try to get as many subscribers as possible. It's never been my thing. Like, I just wanted to have a little corner of the internet where I show you the fun stuff that I love to make with yarn and other kinds of crafts. And so, like, I mean, I've been at 900 subscribers for about 2 years. Obviously, like, it's never been something like, okay, let's get more subscribers. But last weekend when we were in Milwaukee, I have a YouTube channel. Like, it's not really a channel. I don't post anything on it. It's just where I watch news, history documentaries, kind of like, I keep that separate from the yarny stuff, I should say. So Lori Lulu is my yarny YouTube account, we'll put it that way. So when I switched over to the Lori Lulu, because I wanted to check up on Vlogtobers that have been going on, I noticed I was at 998 subscribers, and I was like, wait, because I've been at like 990 for months. I got 8 new subscribers all of a sudden. What? Oh my goodness. So it's all because of Allie from the Little Drops of Wonderful. I had sent her something just because, you know, yeah, it was a lot of shipping over to England, but oh well. And honestly, I wasn't doing it for subscribers. I saw something that I thought she would like. Here you go. And so now I have more subscribers. I have over 1,000 subscribers now, and I'm just like, oh, wow, interesting. Again, not that I planned it, not that I'm like, oh, we gotta get to 1,000, because I really don't care. Honestly, I don't care about subscriber count. It's just, this is something that I wanted to do, and I have fun doing it. Oh my goodness. Choking on my own spit. That's lovely, Lori. Do that on the internet. Anyway, so welcome. I'm glad you're here. Excuse my phlegm. So anyway, I usually start off with life stuff. I do have family members that don't care about the yarn stuff, so if they just want to know what I'm doing with my life, they can just watch for a little bit and be done. So really, the only life stuff that I have to talk about is last weekend, my husband and I went on a pastor and spouses retreat. So, new subscribers, my husband is a pastor. Our church district took, our church actually paid for us to go. So, it was a free trip for us. A nice, relaxing trip. Had a lot of fun. But we went to Milwaukee. I have never been to Milwaukee. I always make fun of it because of While You Were Sleeping. When Sandra Bullock is in the beginning, she's talking about her dad and her just, he took me to exotic locations like Milwaukee. So every time I was talking about it, I would say Milwaukee. It's a lovely town, a lovely city. We had a blast. I will say the first night we were there, so we were in a hotel. We had a special conference room where we could have our worship time, and we had a district superintendent come over and like minister. Like he had some sermons, and I don't know how to call it. It's not really sermons, but it's just like pointers, like, you need to recharge every once in a while. So we had gone to the conference room. We were having our dinner. So outside the conference room was the hallway where the food was. So they left the doors open, so if you wanted to go get more food, not a problem. There were enough chairs for 70 of us. Not all of them were filled. So I want to say we had about 55, 60 people there. And so we're eating our dinner, first night. And this young man walks into the room and he's like confidently walking through the room up to the front. And in my head, I saw him and he was dressed a certain way. And I was like, is this a skit? Because if you grew up in the church like I did, especially in the 90s, youth group, we were all like, they'd have skits about, I used to do drugs and then I found Jesus kind of thing. I wasn't the only one that thought it was a skit. I will say that. But then he starts talking and it's like, oh no, this is real. And he's like, the cops are after me. They won't let me take a breathalyzer through the window. They want to bust my windows. And he's just going on and on and on. And I could feel it when it hit, everybody realized, oh no, this is real. And I could really feel Ryan twitching. Okay, who do I? But it's a room full of pastors, a room full of people who would willingly love on this young man. And I could feel everybody was just kind of twitching, who's going to go up and talk? Who's going to go up and deal with this young man? Of course, my husband also used to work in substance abuse. He worked at a clinic for teenage boys. He knows how to deal with this stuff, so it's he would be perfect to go up and talk. But our district superintendent got up to talk with this young man. And we have a new district superintendent. His name is Scott. I have known him since high school. Yeah. Since we were both in high school, I should say. Because he's a year younger than me. And the way I would describe Scott is he's gentle. If you were to look at the fruits of the Spirit, you have love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness. Well, that's Scott. And so I was just I don't know about that. And then our assistant DS gets up, who is, once you get to know him, he is gentle as well. But he looks menacing because he is very buff. And it's just oh, he's a big teddy bear. But I was oh, well, Don's going up. That's going to work. And then staff comes in and they're all talking with him. Staff lead him out. And we're all whew, okay. We continue with our dinner. And through the open doors, all of a sudden I see somebody sprinting past the doors. I was was that kid again? And then not even 2 seconds later, you see 2 policemen sprinting after him. Oh, and then I see the staff person chugging along. And for the rest of the weekend, we all just kept talking about him. We all wanted to pray for him. Obviously he's going through some things. We found out what his name was, all of that. And there's just, okay. We live in a world that's crazy. Just, needs a lot of prayer, honestly. And so that's what we did for him the whole weekend. So I was texting my coworkers because we had just dealt with a crazy volunteer at our big event at work, and I was like, oh, I'm having flashbacks to Tommy and Slim and blah blah blah. They were like, oh no. So anyway, the rest of the weekend was great. Friday we had the whole day pretty much free until dinner time. And Ryan was like, what do you want to do? And I was like, well, first of all, I researched and found the yarn shops. And I was like, as long as we go to a yarn shop, I don't care what else we do. So we got up on Friday, took our time. Sorry, I'm just watching my neighbor drive by. They were going really slow. And I was like, why are you slowing down? Anyway, got up, we took our time. The yarn shop didn't open until 10 o'clock, so we went there. Really cute little shop. It's called Cream City Yarns. They had a great little table area for knit night, and they actually had a few ladies already sitting there knitting and crocheting. And I just had a great time chatting with the owner, or who was running the shop that day. I don't know if that was the owner or not. And I mentioned, I was from out of town. I'm from Chicagoland, and she was like, oh, so you want to look for yarns that are specific to Wisconsin? And I was like, well, yeah. And so she was, souvenir yarn you need to buy while you're there, which I will show you at the end what all I got. And then Ryan and I drove over to the National Bobblehead Hall of Fame and Museum. Yes. I will say, I had so much fun at that museum. Like, people were like, what in the world? It was a very small little area, but they had over 10,000 bobbleheads. I was just like, what? So it's, what do I want to say? They had several scavenger hunts, different types that you can do. So Ryan picked one. On the one side, it was a picture of the entire bobblehead. And then on the other side, it was a bit harder because it would be like focused on a hand or a foot or an arm or whatever. So that one was more fun. So like, okay, where is this body part? And then I picked one that was an ABC one. So I just had to find bobbleheads that were ABC. So I still have mine. So I found them all. She was really just looking at like certain letters. Q, I did Queen Elizabeth II. W, I did Wonder Woman. X, it says here, this letter might be hard to find. Any X will do. I found Sox the Fox. I think that was a baseball or minor league mascot. I don't know. But yeah. And Z, Ben Zobrist, he was a baseball player. Won the MVP for the World Series when he played for the Cubs in 2016. I went to college with him, so I was like, and it had 3 different bobbleheads for him because he'd been in 3 different teams, and I was like, that was fun. Wonder Woman, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Obviously, I picked a lot of women that I have actually crocheted. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. And of course, I was looking for all of my Kentucky basketball boys. Anthony Davis was one that I saw. Yeah, I'm just looking over my list here. But yeah, so here's the back. It's, thanks for bobbling with us. And then color. obviously, color that bobblehead. But they also had a Where's Waldo. So you could go. She was like, extra points, not that you win anything, but if you found Waldo. So I found him and took a picture. And then they had a little shop. Of course they did. And so I found this pin, and I found Waldo. And then they had several bobbleheads for sale, and I was looking at a Wonder Woman one. She was like $40, and I was like, do I really want it that bad? I don't know. And just, they had Rosie the Riveter and like all this stuff. But then I found the one that I needed. It's Queen Elizabeth II. And she's in a purple dress, which I just love. I love that so much. So yeah, like it's one area where they had the the royals, the British monarchy, whatever. The top shelf was all these Elizabeth bobbleheads, but it was in every color because, you know, she was known for wearing different colors. And hold on, let me grab her. So like when I crocheted her, I put her in a bright dress and hat. So yeah. I love that so much. It was it was a lot of fun. So yeah, and then we went for lunch, and then Ryan and I went back to the hotel. We took a nap, and that's when I found out about my subscribers. When I woke up from the nap, I was like, oh. So yeah, that's been pretty much the fun stuff that's been going on other than work. I do want to say that I felt like last month I was not myself with all the stress that was going on with the event at work. And I know it's not really a good excuse, but it is still. So I saw a thing about perimenopausal women not being able to handle stress like they used to. And I definitely did not handle that stress well. So there's that. But it's over now. We're good. I can rest for a while. I'm gonna have more help this next year. Looking forward to it. Is that everything I wanted to say? I think so. So we'll start with some yarny goodness now. We're almost 20 minutes into this video, although if I edit more stuff at the front, it'll probably be 20 minutes in. So, we'll start with what I'm wearing. Yes, I am wearing my Daisy tee. The pattern is by Yay for Yarn. It is a crochet pattern. Oh my gosh. I can't even stand on my tippy toes high enough so you can see. There it is. So my hip bone is here, so when I blocked it, it made it so much bigger, or longer I should say, not bigger, but yeah. The amount of positive ease it has is very nice. It's very airy. I will say, because it's a wool yarn, I don't feel cold. I'm sure if I were to wear this outside in the Chicago wind, I would feel the wind through all these holes. But for the most part, I feel very covered. I feel very comfortable. I have worn it twice. I've worn it to work once, and I've worn it to church. So, yeah, I love this. And of course, I have my kitty pendant here in memory of my kitty Daisy. So, finished up. It was finished last time. It is finished now and wearable now. So, other finished objects that I have one. It is the Daisy Socks by Debbie Ford. Again, linked down below. They were living in this beautiful bag made for me by my friend Lori. Hi, Lori. And I have this really cute pin on there from the Paris Olympics. My coworker went to the Olympics and brought me back a badge, which I was happy with. The yarns that I used was by my good friends Yaks and Rue, who own RMR Yarns. This was on their Superfino fingering base, which is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. And the color is Azucena, which means lily. And it's this gorgeous pink and white yarn. I have a skein coat on it to hold everything together so I could do a center pull and not have it collapse in my bag and make a mess. Yeah, here's the other skein. I do my socks 2 at a time. Even with this pattern, I did it 2 at a time. I did mine toe up, so my daisy pattern faces the opposite direction, which I really don't care. So here are my socks. Ah! So here, last time you saw, I was here. I had just turned the heel, and then I was just going up. I think I did 6 repeats, which gives me 30 rows. And then I did 4 more just plain stockinette rounds, and then I did 10 rows of cuff, which gives you a 44 row leg. I tend to do things by the number of the age that I am. so now I always remember I made these when I was 44. Although like I'm gonna remember like, oh yeah, this is the 44 row leg. But let me show you one at a time here. Like look at that pattern, and like you can see, kind of see through with the, now that it's stretched out. I did tell you about the problems I was having with the foot, and like because I did a smaller stitch count around, I was having to make it longer, so it looked really long, but it does fit. It's fine. It's a little tight, but and now I can wear these. So excited to wear those. Now we will move on to my makes in progress. I don't like to call them works in progress because it's not work for me. This is something fun I like to do. I like to make. So I will start with one. It was almost a finished object, almost. And this one has been work for me. Ryan is not here, so I can talk about it really loudly if I want to, because it's his birthday present. I don't have to have this done until December, but I want to get it done, kind of thing. I'm kind of in, like, ever since our cat passed away, it's like, let's make all the cat things. This is the last cat thing, for now, that I want to make. And then I'm going to have a break from Daisy themed patterns. Anyway, it is living in my Disney cat bag because I love Disney and I love cats. This is called The Stair by Katie Pomper. I'm using Stash Yarns. It's all Valley Yarns, Huntington, or Cascade Heritage. And it's like gray, black, blue are the colors, and then the white is called Snow. I don't want to pull everything out. It's supposed to be a DK weight. It's written for DK weight yarn. I misread it and thought it was fingering weight, so I've had to hold everything double, which I have enough yarn to do that. So that means I had 6 balls at one time attached. So let me just show you where I'm at. Like, oh my goodness, here. Look at this. Look at this. And then look at this one. Like, I did that. Oh my gosh. I am like to the decreases now. I had started them, and then you're supposed to put 12 stitches between two decreased parts. I only did 6 at one point, so it made everything off, so I've had to pull it out, put everything back on on the needles. That part stresses me out like you wouldn't believe. But okay, so last time you saw, I was here. I just started. So when I got to, this is a paid for pattern. It's really cheap though. Very nice pattern. I love this pattern. I may make myself one. So you do the ribbing, and then you do a few rows of stockinette with the main color, and it's only supposed to be a 2-color hat. Like, you only have one color for the main hat and then one color for the color work for the cats. Because I'm always extra and have to do things my way, I decided to do 2-color cats with a fourth color for the hat. Because of the way color work works, I knew I wouldn't be able to do it all in the round. So I actually split. I haven't. And so I did back and forth, just so I could keep the gray where it needed to be and the black where it needed to be and have the white throughout. And then once I got through all the color work, I joined again, so I'm back in the round on my needles. I'm going to switch to my double pointed needles soon and do the decrease. It's a new stitch to me for this decrease. The first round that I did worked really nice. So we'll see if I can do it again, make it look really cool again. But look, oh my gosh. So we used to have 2 cats. We had Dixie, who was black and white. Obviously this does not have her coloring, but it's still a representation of her. And then Daisy, who just passed away, was gray and white. So I was really worried about this showing up, but it looks really cool. I'm just, Lori, you did such a good job. Now let's just hope my husband likes it, because we'll see. He may just be like, that doesn't look like her at all. Well, I'm figuring things out for knitting color work. I'm still not the best at it, but anyway, let's just keep with the knitting. Even though crochet is like my first true love in the fiber arts world. I shouldn't say first true love, because I said something about that around Ryan and he was like, what? I'm not your first love? So anyway, knitting. I always have a pair of socks on the go. Since 2020, that has been my thing. I love knitting socks. This yarn, let's see if I can pull this out. The yarn is this beautiful yarn. It is, hold on, Viking yarn. It is the Raglan base, which, from what I can tell, because this is yarn from Norway, it is 70% superwash merino, 30% nylon. My coworker Tara, again, not only did she go to Paris this summer, she went to Norway. And she bought me this beautiful purple yarn, self-striping yarn. I'll not even tell you the bag. It's a twice sheared sheep bag from Hannah, from the Cozy Cottage. So the yarn, when I looked up on Ravelry, it said it was a DK weight, but as I'm working with this, I feel like it's more of a worsted weight, actually. So these will be nice, squishy, warm socks to keep you warm during the Chicago winters. I'm thinking these might just be like stay-at-home socks, like to wear around the house. But they're beautiful. Look at these. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Look at it. I love this so much. Tara did such a great job picking out yarn. Yeah, and I'm matching up the stripes. Like, I'm usually not that picky about it. Honestly, they're just socks. My tummy just growled. Hurry up, Lori, let's go. Gotta go get some lunch. Anyway. So this time I decided I'm gonna try and match up the socks. Match up the stripes so they look really good. So this is a project I took with me to Milwaukee. I had started the toe, so from here to here is what I did during my trip. Oh my goodness. Those needles just went down my shirt. Poking through the hole. Anyway, I'm kind of following the DK pattern by the Crazy Sock Lady. DK weight socks. But again, these are worsted weight, so it's gonna be different. I have tried them on, they do work. That's why I like to do toe up, honestly, is so I can try it on as I go. I do also have twice sheared sheep sock ruler. Am I holding it upside down? I am. So you stick this in the toe or in the heel, and you can measure how far you need to go. I am a size 8, but that looks like so long. It works. Honestly, it does. And on this side, it has centimeters and inches. And this is also a slap bracelet, which takes me back. Oh my gosh. So yeah. Great little knitting notion, or crochet notion, whatever you want to call it. Love these socks. I'm very excited. I'm close to the heel. I think I have like 3 more stripes to go. And then we can do the heel. Okay, now for the crochet projects. I have 2. Of course, the neighbors are mowing and leaf blowing, and fall is coming, y'all. As much as I don't like it. Anyway, let's talk about crochet. Crochet pattern made by me. I'm working on the podcaster shawl, which is my design. It'll be linked down below. It's living in this made by me bag. It is a very dodgy bag. Oh, that's upside down. It is a dodgy bag. That is for sure. Yeah, we won't go into that. So the podcaster shawl, just me trying to play with crochet stitches, all of that. The yarns that I am using are Bernat Softy Baby in the colorway Flannel. And then, for the fun part, I have this Lion Brand Mandala in the colorway Gnome. Now, I was thinking that these were both similar weight, but yeah, this feels a lot, the mandala feels a lot thinner. Or maybe not. Maybe it'll be okay. I think we'll be okay once we get there. We'll find out once we get there. I am a long way from getting to that beautiful fun part. Right now I'm just doing the... Oof. I'm just doing the first part. Yeah, I was like, wow, this is really long. I didn't even realize just how long this is. But it'll be nice to wrap up in so cozy. I'm following my pattern, so I must just be a lot looser now than I was back in the day when yeah. So honestly, I looked at it and I was like, how many foundation single crochets am I gonna have to do? Foundation single crochets? Lori, what were you thinking? But I made it through. And I've done the foundation row and then 2 rows. And that is all I've got so far. I am using, this is a Sidar hook that I was given, I think from my friend Rose. Hi, Rose. It's a very comfy hook. I used to buy those polymer clay ergonomic hooks. Love them. I still adore them. But I've gotten to where I just need to have lighter hooks that fit better in my hands. So that's what I'm doing with this one. Also, crochet project. This is a long-term project. It's living in my Wonder Woman bag. I love Wonder Woman. This is my Crochet Memories blanket. It's a pattern by Hannah from the Cozy Cottage. I was just watching her podcast before I got on here, and I'm so glad she's safe from the hurricanes. I was very anxious, and she was like, she was telling all of us, like, oh, don't worry, I've lived in Florida, blah, 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 blah. It's like, but I still am gonna worry for you, Hannah. I am. So, I also took this with me to Milwaukee and was working on it. I'm connected somewhere. My blanket's getting so big. Look at it. Let me show you the right side. Yeah, I am not even halfway through that block. So yeah, all the ones that have stitch markers are ones that I have added since the last time you saw. So the yarns that I'm adding this time, here at this end, I really like this dark gray, purpley blue one. Oh, that was so pretty. So all of these yarns that I'm currently adding are yarns that I got in my yarn advent swap with my friends Jen and Jill. I'm getting my stuff ready, ladies. It's getting close to that time where we're gonna have to swap again. I am actually almost done with all the yarns that I got from them, adding them to this blanket, and then I'll see what else I can add, because so I have since started squaring it off. It's pretty wide where it is. I can't even get it all in the frame. So right now, if I were just to like finish the square, it'd be a nice little lap blanket. So yeah, I'm just gonna finish this portion, square it off, and then we'll see. It's a making progress. Yeah. So those are all the things I've been working on. And then I got some fun stuff to tell you about. So, like I said, when I was in Milwaukee, I went to Cream City Yarns. So cute. Yeah, I spent a lot of money. Ryan was like, how much did you spend? It's the same amount you spent at the Nike store when we were on our way up, sir. So I found some yarns that weren't unique to their store. Like I found some minis that I really liked from Emma's Yarn. Where's her label? So can't find her actual logo, but I found some of these. I thought these were really cute. This one is Himalayan Salt. Emma's Yarn is from Florida. This hot pink. I have some yarn that this will be great for the heel toes and cuffs. This is Love Drunk. And then this one, nice green, is Crazy Beautiful. Yeah. And then they also had this. This is Emma's Yarn as well. This is her Simply Spectacular DK. So it is a 75%, 25% superwash merino nylon blend. So it's 255 yards for for 100 grams DK weight. This is called October 2024. So this will help me remember like when I went to Milwaukee. I just love the pinks and the purples. And there's a little bit of peach in there as well. And I got this DK weight mini to go with it to make some DK weight socks. This is DK weight small, and it's colorway Nightshade. There, Nightshade. So this will be a fun pair of socks to make to remember my time in Milwaukee. And then also there's a yarn dyer called Spincycle Yarns. They are actually from Washington, which is way far away from us. But they actually collaborated with the yarn shop and so the yarn shop has its own colorway, and it is called Cream on Top, and it's this gorgeous. The one I picked up has more blues. Like obviously when you're dyeing yarn, it can be in all kinds of fun colors. Some will be some are more brown. There's actually some pinks in there as well. I bought the sport weight base. It is 100% American wool. It's 200 yards. Sport weight. I'm not sure how many grams this is. I don't think this is 100 grams. I'm pretty sure this probably only 50 grams. These might actually be, I'll make socks for my mom. These are more her colors than mine. But I was like, I wanted something special to this yarn shop. And then I got a couple notions. Well, I bought a tulip hook. I've been wanting to try one of these. Like I said, I've been trying to get into smaller, more lightweight hooks. I got the D3, which is 3.25 millimeter. This is what I use to make all my ladies when I crochet my iconic women. So I'm very excited about that one. And then I've been seeing this all over Instagram. And when I went to the website, I found even more that I wanted. This is called a doodle card deck. This is by Pacific Knits. It'll all be linked down below. So I got the Farm Doodle deck because that was the only one that they had there in the shop that I liked. So basically, it's a card. Yeah, Pacific Knit. You flip it over. Here's the chart to make a barn. And here's a chart to make a sunrise. And I mean, they have all kinds. Like a cow, or pigs, or sheep, chicks, yeah, a baby chicken and egg. So basically you can make a cowl with all these fun, color work designs in it, and you can mix and match and stack them how you want. Like if you only want the chicken ones together, you can make it that way. I saw one, they have dinosaurs, they have sea creatures, they have one that's just they have summer, spring, autumn, and winter. Of course, I was like, I want summer and spring. I hate fall and winter. I'm trying to get better about that. Especially the fall. Although my allergies have been so bad and everything is just so full of pressure and swollen through here. It's just been awful these last few weeks. But the doodle deck is just, I've been seeing it all over Instagram. I've been so excited to find some. I found some, so I'm going to try those someday. Anyway, so that is everything. I am hungry. I'm gonna go get myself some lunch now, and so I will see you in a couple weeks. It'll be November by then. What? Where has 2024 gone, honestly? So, with that, I will see you guys later. God bless. Bye! So, excuse the weird angle. We have since August gotten a new table. It is more square than our old one. It's actually square. It's not a rectangle or anything. So, we have people coming over tomorrow. I want to make things look fallish, I don't know. So we'll see how this tablecloth works on the new table. Okay, so it's barely fitting on this side. And then these ends didn't quite think that through when I'm going to buy all new table linens now. Okay, so I just wanted to say a few things. I've changed clothes. I'm gonna finish cleaning the house. We have people coming over tomorrow for a Sunday night fellowship at the parsonage with the pastor, all that. I did want to address. I've mentioned this a couple times in the podcast, but it was my seasonal affective disorder time is now. Which I think most people get it in the winter. I definitely have it in the winter. Fall is just a horrible time for me, both physically and the fact that my allergies are just also it's just like I feel like things are getting darker and it's just a depression kind of thing. Like I hate fall. I just can't stand it. I prefer the warmer weather. I prefer, the sun. These darker days just get to me. But this, and like, everybody's like, oh, but the colors, yellow, orange, and red are not my favorite colors. Can't stand them. So yeah, the leaves are pretty, but I don't like those colors. So, and then, oh, but pumpkin and everything. And I'm like, I can't stand the taste of pumpkin. So, it's just not good for me. But this year, I've decided, okay, we're going to make the most of this. We're going to make it work. Now, I still have to fight the allergies. This morning I woke up, I felt like everything was just swollen and I was so puffy. And it's like, I have to record and look like that. But anyway. So I mean, there are things I can do to help with allergies as much as I can. They are what they are. It's just how my body is. Well, I'm not gonna try anything pumpkin because honestly, like it makes me sick to my stomach. Like that's how it is for me. I've tried to eat like pumpkin pie. I've tried to eat like different pumpkin treats. For the most part, no, they just don't. My body doesn't like them. So, but I'm going to try to embrace everything else. I'm consciously trying to make it better for me through this season. And then hopefully that can continue through the winter. Usually winter, I am really good during Christmas time because the bright lights, the Christmas lights and everything. Like I will leave my tree up as long as I can because I need those lights. I need the Christmas lights. I need the music. I need all of that. And January through March is like the worst time for me. So we'll see what we can do to make it through these next few months. So yeah, so I'm putting out the fall stuff. Tablecloth is so ridiculous. I have most of the end on the opposite end of where we usually sit. So hopefully that helps. We'll see how it goes tomorrow when there's a lot of people around. So yeah, I've been putting up fall decorations. Just trying to help get myself through. Anyway, that's all.